Hey you, welcome back to the channel. Tonight on Pro Noob RC, we are building yet another Scx24 Micro, like our little hard body Toyotas. These ones are actually for some clients. We actually have two of them build, but we're going to throw together another one. A lot of people come back and ask a lot of questions on the videos that have the builds on these, so we're going to do another one, just in case we missed something the first time. This is for a local friend of ours. Now, we've already actually started this build with another body. I tried to do a pinch on it. It just didn't work out. It was kind of ugly, and it just led to other problems. So, we ordered yet another one of these bodies, and I'm sorry, guys, there is none left in the world unless you go to eBay, and they're going to be a couple $100 on eBay. Some you might find one, luckily, cheaper, but it's going to be a couple $100. We found this one. It is the same truck, but it is in a different trim. It is in the Baywatch trim. Cue Baywatch music now. I'm joking. This guy came trashed and all beat up in the bag, but I didn't care. I found him scrolling, actually looking for the body, and this guy, when you get him, actually comes with these little rescue things here. What do you want to call it? Don't die floaty thing. It comes with that inside this kit, so it always kind of, it's like, oh, wonder what that's for, right? But it doesn't come with anything else, like the light bar, or any of this junk on here, or this part rack here. All the things we don't need. These little lights. It was put together with snot, I think. Yeah, so anyway, we just basically wanted it for the initial body, because that's the only thing we really need, all said and done. We're going to have to pull the interior out, cut it all down like we've done on these guys. We're going to shorten the bed up on it and all that good stuff. Basically have to pull the whole thing apart. I think it was just put together with contact cement because usually models don't come apart this easily. There, okay. Step one is done. Get the parts we need. What's cool push for? Maybe we'll send that back to the customer as an extra. Okay, so that's the three pieces we need out of this. That's all garbage now. But anyhow, yeah, so if you are looking for these, you can look up this 92 Toyota 4x4 120 scale AMT. Also in the lifeguard trim. You can even find it completed. Doesn't matter if it's painted. We can sand that all down, take it off. Just look at the pictures, make sure the windows aren't ruined and stuff like that on it. We're still going to paint around the window trim and such anyway. So yeah, let's quit me talking and get to work. Okay, now that we have that model broken down into the main pieces we need, being the cab, the bed, the grille, and the windshield, and then the dash, we can start with chopping that all up to fit onto the Scx24 chassis. What we did on these models was cut the bottom of the dash all the way across here, up a little bit, and then all the way across to the edge of the steering wheel, down, and then all the way flat here, out here. And that allowed us to clear the transmission and all that other junk inside. And we just did that with a pair of flush cuts like I'm doing right now. Super quick, super easy. Tear the pedals off. You're going to have to cut the bottom of the steering column like this, pretty much flat all the way across. Just leave enough material that you don't make it too flimsy. We're going to mount our driver to that. That was my safety square, level 4. Okay, so we cut right across there. Now that's going to clear everything we know because we've built a couple of these before in the past. Now this guy here, you're going to want to cut out pretty much everything on the inside under the hood. You're going to want to leave this little crossbar in the front just for support between the fenders and somewhere to mount the grill onto. So best way to go about this, once again, your flush cuts or even a pair of body scissors, whatever you please, whatever you have on hand, and start mowing that out of there. Okay, now that I have some room underneath the front of the body, we're going to move on to the next step. Now this is the C10 chassis, and these guys were built on the Deadbolt chassis. They are the same wheelbase. Common misconception, everybody always refers to the Deadbolt being the shortest wheelbase, C10 being the middle range, and the yada yada yada. It's not the truth. The difference is the position of the skid plate with the links. You can see this guy here has longer rear links, shorter front ones, and this guy's more equal. That's the only difference between the Deadbolt They moved away from doing this. This is just version 1. Basically, they're all this way now, pretty much, until you get to the Gladiator. So yeah, we're gonna do it to this style too. Okay, so with the body off, we can go ahead and remove the multi-unit here. Simple plug from here. We can take off the rear battery tray. We're gonna move that. There is no cross members in the rear of this chassis, unlike this guy has this piece back here, and then we added a small piece here for support. So we're gonna have to make up some cross members to hold this back of the chassis moving around. Make sure you make room in the back wall for the motor transmission area. We do have to cut the fenders, like on this body. We're just gonna start with getting everything fitted, and this will get glued together properly. Once we get there, wheelbase is gonna work just nicely. So now we open this guy up, the whole bottom of the bed comes out. Well, 3/4, as you can see. So we'll get into that, but first up, we need to cut off the back of the truck, bring it in, shorten it up. Okay, and we're gonna ball this guy in right behind the wheel well. You want to eyeball that nice and straight. Okay, there we go, eyeballed out pretty decently, no complaints with that. A little bit of cleanup, some sand, paper, file. This thing I stole from my wife. In 3D. Can I like to cut this guy out right along the edge of the top of the fender line. Okay, now that we have the bed chopped the way we want it, we've got opened up wheel well back, typical kind of bob. We do need to cut our side fenders. Remember the trick for that, if you guys haven't seen the video, the last one, I like to use pencil line to help find my bottom edge of the valley. You can just kind of scribble it back and forth, and the more that it sits in the valley, the darker the line is going to leave. So it's pretty much just like tracing it out. Gives you something to follow. Okay, so we took 4 pieces, now we have 17 pieces. So now we're gonna need some glue. Zip kicker. Makes modeling nice and quick. I could put a little bead down here. Zip kick it and move on with life. Okay, so we got that new bedside glued directly to the body, already trimmed out. We can go in there and sand it after. You might not have to cut it apart the way that we do, but this is our 3rd one, soon to be our 4th one. This way it just seems to work the best, looks the best. We did change it up and give it this little bit of extra flair that's going to go inside the box, where both these guys are both chopped right out. And that's the beauty of revisions. You kind of change things along the way, and I know, like, I built 3 of these RC Bobcats, and mine's got a little bit of fitment issues, like down here and stuff like that. It's not the greatest. And I tell you, the third one that I built is just amazing. It's I went to our buddy over at Simply RCs, check him out. And yeah, his is a lot nicer than mine, so check that one out. It was pretty cool. Oh, I lost the panel. Everybody go home. Hey, this one still has a tab on it. So that problem's fixed. There's no problem. Okay, so now that we got the back of the bed together, the next part is to move on, chop off these front fenders, and then we're almost done positioning this body. This front corner here is pretty tight. I like to take it back in steps. I don't want to go all the way in, especially this like back one here. It's a little bit tight. And if you get too greedy, you break this little guy off here, and then you end up without that piece between the headlight or turn signal. Okay, there we go. We got our start of our little Toyota rock buggy. We got the bob bed, we cut wheel wells, all that good stuff. The wheelbase on these line up really nice, but if you guys have noticed, these guys are running the Hot Racing plus 4mm per wider rear axle. So we're gonna have to stretch out the rear width on the axle just to get it to clear the body. We tried to dovetail one of the other bodies. It just didn't look right. It changed just a bunch of things on it, so we're just going to go with this way. We like it. Okay, so that's basically how she's looking for the little rock buggy. We got the Toyota chop, brought it in the back, shortened it up. The beautiful thing is the wheelbase of this body already fits the Scx24 wheelbase of 132mm. I don't know, it's like 15 freedom units or inches or something, so I'm not sure. But anyhow, with this new radio tray design and a little bit of different layout, this actually mod's going to work a lot easier and nicer to do onto this chassis. We can do our Velcro mount in the front or in the rear, and we can do our magnets right off of here in the front, right to the bottom of the hood. Simple, easy as pie. It's going to look good. Okay, so the body's looking good, sitting on the truck. We need to go sand that down, and we need to go throw this piece of chrome in some bleach to strip the chrome off of it so we can continue on with this. See you guys back in a few seconds. Okay, so we got the body all glued up, reinforced, put a bunch of glue here and there, sanded out, got it shaped out, got rid of all the little burrs around the edge of the fenders and such like that, kind of lined up the back of the wells, made it all nice. We are gonna put in a little bit of styrene and glue the tailgate shut on it, and then we're gonna add the styrene like we have done on the other two trucks in a crisscross across the bed. And then we'll get to mounting that onto the truck, show you how we do that, and then we'll throw this thing in paint job. Okay, well the body dries, quickly do the rear body mount. I take a piece of styrene about 2 millimeter thick, and that guy is 35 millimeters wide by 20, and he'll actually slide into the frame nicely like that. Push them back against the shock towers, and then you have these two little holes on top. There's just enough room if you take two of the screws from your battery tray that you've taken out. You can kind of get this to go above the styrene, anchored down, and it's kind of loose on the one side, and then when you get the other screw in, they'll kind of force everything in. You can go through and tighten that up. So. There, tighten that up, and there you go. You have a nice little pad. You can put either your magnet mount or Velcro. We're going to do Velcro on these ones. These are client builds, so if they want, they can change it over after the fact. Now we'll get back to the body. See you guys in a few. Okay, there we go, out of the paint booth, looking good. Pretty simple, pretty basic. We got to go through all the fancy detail work on it, through the grill on the front, but basically, guys, that's about it. The front body mount. What we've done on our other ones is we have a pad with Velcro underneath, and then I did drill through the top of the post, so they just stick through for alignment tabs. And then our bumper is a deadbolt style bumper. It actually notches into the grill. I don't know if you can see that there. Not the best light, but it kind of notches into the grill on that. So this C10 bumper on the front is coming off of this one, of course. And he didn't send another bumper, so I guess he's going to have to find his own. I'll see what I have kicking around. We'll go from there. We need to do the axles on it. We'll see you guys back here in a few seconds. I'm going to go through all the next few hours of doing the window trims, all that paint stuff. The fun stuff I like to do with the paintbrush off camera. It's boring to watch somebody sit there and paint, so I'm going to get that done. Okay, well, we kind of played around with the paint job a little bit. Ended up a little bit different than originally set out. He wanted... Well, actually, this one, the client actually gave us no direction on the paint job, just said do whatever you want with it. So I kind of played around, and we ended up with this overall. I'm happy with it. A couple of our friends stopped by in the shop and seen it on the bench, and they really liked it. Last thing I really got to do is throw a little bit of chrome in behind the headlights and the turn signals, put the taillights into it, and the rear window, and she's done, ready to go home. The dashboard, I got to put a little bit of brown trim on there, glue that in place. Nothing too exciting there for you guys to check out on that. But besides that, that's how we do those builds, front to back. We actually did two of them. We did a green one and yellow and white. He's in for paint right now. Besides that, I guess the magnet body mounts. We did two magnets down there, some washers on the bed and the hood, two magnets up there. Super simple. Snap it on. I might do some alignment screws, kind of have a hole in the deck with a screw sticking up so it snaps into there, and then something. I got to play with that. Besides that, that's how we do our little Toyotas on the 124 scale. This is a 1/20th model body. Looks fantastic. Little big in proportion if it's up beside the Broncos and stuff and Gladiators, but 1/24th versus 1/20 scale, right? So good looking unit. Yeah, I know a lot of guys are asking us how we do them. Unfortunately, guys, if you can find the model body or the model, you can send it to us. We will build you one just like this. But good luck. And I don't think there's any left. This guy, as you remember at the beginning of the video, was a Baywatch truck that we had to win in an auction, so a bit of battle there. Anyway, this guy's going to get shipped out to his client a little later on, and the other guy's going to be finished up. Unfortunately, they didn't give me the remotes with them. I don't want to bind them to my remotes in case they have trouble rebinding when they get home. It's something we don't want to deal with, so we're not going to need any runtime in with these, but I will get some videos from those guys sent to us, and we'll post them up on our shorts or our Instagram or something like that. So anyhow, just wanted to show you guys how we do these, since it was our very hot topic last year when we posted our videos of them. So cheers, see you guys on the next build.